You can heal yourself through me. Draven stood slowly, flexing his newly mended shoulder. I guess we're better together. The raider leader roared and charged. But Erin rose with him, her markings blazing. Their joined energy pulsed outward in a shockwave that hurled raiders into the dirt. The leader fell last, armor sparking. He staggered up, aiming a final blast. Erin stepped in front of Draven. No, Draven growled, pulling her aside. He thrust his hand forward, and their combined energy erupted from his palm. A beam of pure resonance thundered outward, striking the raider and destroying his weapon. Silence fell. The raiders fled in terror, scrambling back into their ships and blasting off into the night sky. Erin swayed, exhausted. Draven caught her before she fell. You saved us, she whispered. We saved each other. Ending, 2 lives intertwined. When her ship fully repaired itself, Erin faced a decision. Return to her people, or stay on a barren human mining world with a man who carried more scars than hope. She chose neither. She chose both. Come with me, she said softly. My people must know what you've done. And I would like to continue healing with you. Draven hesitated, looking back at the empty colony where he had buried his past. Yeah, he whispered finally. I think I'm done running. Erin smiled, luminous, warm, full of a life he thought he'd lost. She held out her hand. He took it. As the ship rose from Vesper 9's surface and pierced the dusky clouds, Draven felt something he had not felt in years. A future. One built not on guilt, but on healing, shared healing. The universe had taken much from him, but today it gave him a princess. And together, their touch could mend more than wounds. It could mend entire worlds. The princess who fell from the sky. Draven Holt believed the universe had already taken everything from him. A decorated ex-combat medic, he'd survived the siege of Astoion, the Scorchline catastrophe, and the quiet, crushing guilt that came afterward. He left the military, abandoned the bustling metroworlds, and retreated to one of the Outer Rim's forgotten mining colonies, Vesper 9. A cold, rust-colored rock where storms screamed across the canyons and the nights were too long. He chose the loneliness. He deserved it, or so he thought. His days were simple now. Maintain the atmospheric regulators, check the mining bots, keep the colony habitable. The work numbed the memories. The silence soothed the scars. Until the sky broke. It happened at the edge of dusk, a burning comet-like object tearing through the clouds, leaving a violet flame tail behind it. It shrieked across the canyon and smashed into the desert plateau with a quake that shook the sleeping colony. Draven grabbed his mask, his medical pack, and sprinted toward the crash site. Old instincts awakened. Duty replaced dread. When he reached the crater, steam hissed from twisted metal. Strange crystalline shards glowed with energy he didn't recognize. And at the center, half buried in the dust, was a pod crafted of luminous alloy and elegant curving plates. It was not human. The pod's hatch flickered with dim light, then sparked, then opened with a dying whine. Inside lay a woman, or rather, a being shaped like one, collapsed over the control panel. Her skin shimmered like pale moonlight, her long hair flowed in iridescent strands of silver and sapphire, and her eyes, half open, glowed faintly like fading stars. Elegant markings, bioluminescent and swirling, traced patterns across her limbs. She was beautiful. She was hurt. and she was not from any species Draven recognized. Her chest rose shallowly. Blood, bright, gleaming, almost pearlescent, dripped from a wound across her side. She whispered something in a soft, liquid language. Then she collapsed. Draven's heart lurched. Training eclipsed fear. He knelt beside her and pulled her into his arms, trying to keep her upright. But the moment his skin touched hers, the wound pulsed, then slowly, impossibly, began to close. His breath caught. "What?" he whispered. The bioluminescent patterns along her arms brightened. Her breathing steadied. And her skin, where he touched it, began knitting together as though time reversed within her cells. His hands were healing her. She opened her eyes fully now, bright, radiant, slit-pupilled like a celestial predator, and stared up at him in stunned disbelief. "You are human," she whispered weakly. "And you're bleeding out," Draven replied. "Hold still." Her fingers curled around his wrist, desperately. "Don't stop touching me." Then her eyes fluttered shut again. Draven swallowed, tightened his grip, and lifted her from the shattered pod. The universe had brought him pain and regret. But now it had brought him something else, something fragile, wounded, and impossibly important. And it needed him. Middle, Princess Erin of the Star Fleets. He carried her back to the colony's medbay, a simple steel room filled with outdated equipment. He laid her gently on the diagnostic table, keeping one hand on her wound. Every second he maintained contact, her cells seemed to accelerate their repair, glowing softly beneath the skin. Her breathing deepened. Color returned to her cheeks. Hours passed before she finally stirred. Her voice was soft but regal, filled with a melodic resonance. "I am Erin Calera, Crown Princess of the Zephyrian Sovereignty." Draven blinked. Royalty. Not just alien, but cosmic royalty. She continued, pain flickering behind her eyes. "My ship was ambushed. Raiders. They seek our blood, our power. I escaped, but not far enough." Draven nodded slowly, understanding more from her tone than her words. "And my touch heals you." Erin looked down at her side, where only a faint scar remained. "Zephyrian bodies resonate with energy fields. Yours aligns with mine. I should have died." She met his eyes. "You saved me." He looked away, suddenly uncomfortable. "I was just doing what anyone would." "No," she interrupted gently. "Not anyone. You chose to help a stranger from the stars." He didn't know how to answer. Over the next days, Erin remained at the colony while her ship's emergency core recharged. Draven helped her move, treated lingering injuries, and watched her grow stronger. The colony had never seen anyone like her. But Draven stayed at her side, a constant presence, partly because she requested it, and partly because touching her accelerated her healing. The more time they spent together, the more she watched him with quiet, curious eyes. She asked about humans, his past, the scars that lined his hands. "You carry guilt that is not yours," she said one evening while adjusting a regulator. "It clings to your voice." He stiffened, surprised she sensed it. "I lost people under my care," he muttered. "Good people." Erin stepped closer, placing her palm over his chest. "You carry their memory, not their blame." Warmth spread through him, emotional, not the strange healing effect. For the first time in years, Draven felt seen. But peace never lasts long on the frontier. A warning siren blared through the colony. Draven rushed to the surveillance screens and froze. 3 raider ships entered the atmosphere, black and jagged, engines roaring with predatory hunger. Erin's face hardened. They have found me. The ships landed in a storm of dust outside the colony. Heavily armored raiders poured out, scanning the structures with harsh red optics. Erin stepped beside Draven, shoulders trembling, not with fear, but with fury. They want my blood, she whispered. It grants power, healing, regeneration. They believe I am a resource. Draven clenched his fists. No one is taking you. But the raiders already surrounded the compound. Their leader, a towering figure with cybernetic arms, shouted, "Zephyrian princess, step forward and surrender. No human can protect you." Draven's jaw tightened. "Watch me," he muttered. The raiders fired. Draven tackled Erin behind the barricade as plasma bolts shattered metal. He peeked out. They were surrounding the colony. "We can't win this," Erin said quietly. "Not without my ship fully charged." "Then I'll buy you the time." Erin grabbed his arm. "You will die. Then let me die doing something right." Their eyes met, her glowing, his determined. She released him slowly. Draven rose from cover, sprinting toward the central generator. Plasma blasts sparked around him. He reached the controls and rerouted power to the crash site. A surge of light blasted upward, Erin's ship awakening. But a shot hit Draven's shoulder. He collapsed with a cry, blood spreading beneath him. Erin screamed his name and rushed to him, sliding to her knees beside his body. She pressed her hands to his wound, but her touch healed her people, not humans. "Stay with me, Draven," she begged. The raiders closed in. Draven's vision blurred, fading, until Erin lifted his face in her hands, tears glowing on her cheeks. "Please," she whispered. "Just touch me. Your field, it adapts." With the last of his strength, he pressed his palm to hers. A surge of light erupted around them, brighter than before, stronger than anything she had produced alone. Their energies merged, intertwining in a radiant burst. Draven gasped as the pain vanished. Muscle, flesh, and bone knitted back together in seconds. Erin stared in awe.